Eligibility. The trust membership is a closed group, and the benefits are only available to people who either were retired from a UAW represented position when the trust was first bargained in the fall of 2007, or were actively employed in a UAW represented position and had attained seniority by the fall of 2007. Retirees are called the primary enrollee. They are eligible for trust healthcare coverage based on the terms of the retirement from their auto company. So let's talk about everyone else. The spouse of a retiree may be eligible for coverage for the duration of the marriage. If the retiree divorces the spouse will no longer be eligible for trust coverage. But if the retiree remarries, the new spouse may be eligible for trust coverage. Dependent children can be covered under trust coverage. However, it is important to note that eligibility rules do differ from active coverage. Children are eligible for trust coverage if they meet all 5 criteria. 1. Relationship. Must be a natural or legally adopted child, stepchild, or child by legal guardianship. 2. Age. Children may be eligible until the end of the calendar month in which they reach the age of 26. However, they must still meet all of the other 4 criteria. There are a couple exceptions to this rule. First, dependent children are not subject to this restriction if they are deemed permanently or totally disabled prior to the end of the calendar month in which they reached age 26. Permanently and totally disabled children can stay on coverage beyond the age of 26. There are also special rules for children under legal guardianship. Children placed in custody of a retiree may be eligible for coverage until the end of the month in which they turn age 18. Also, children under legal guardianship are not eligible to continue as permanently and totally disabled dependents beyond the age of 18. 3. Marital status. Children cannot be married. 4. Residency. Children must live with the primary enrollee as a member of the household, or the primary enrollee must have legal responsibility for providing health care coverage for the child, and the child must reside with the custodial parent. In the case of a dependent child who moves to attend college or a secondary institution, they may remain on the plan as long as they meet the other 4 requirements. 5. Dependency. Children must be dependent on the primary enrollee, which means the primary enrollee must claim an exemption on his or her federal income tax return unless the primary enrollee is responsible for the dependent's medical coverage due to a divorce decree or qualified medical child support order. If your dependent becomes ineligible for coverage by not meeting 1 or more of the 5 criteria, you must call Retiree Healthcare Connect immediately to drop them from coverage. Failure to drop an ineligible dependent may result in financial responsibility, and you could be responsible for all healthcare costs inappropriately paid by the trust.